Hey, on the channel, it's another edition of the Kyle Peterson Top 5. In today's video, we got the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal Sabu.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another edition of the Kyle Peterson Top 5, a Thursday tradition here on this very YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're counting down one of my all-time favorites from the land of ECW and beyond. We're talking about Sabu. And of course, we're going to do this countdown, I almost said review, this countdown like we do all the other countdowns on the channel. We're going to start at number 5, work our way to number 1. Number 1 being my absolute favorite Sabu figure. Going to ask you to put your list in the comments down below and make sure you put them in order. That's the hard part. That is the fun part. Remember, this is my list, so it's right. Your list, also right. That's the way these lists do work, of course. And Sabu, an ECW original, and a guy in the 90s that changed wrestling forever. I've always talked about ECW. I was at my downest point ever in my wrestling fandom, and ECW came along, and guys like Sabu really carried it to the next level and really reignited my young passion in wrestling that carries on to this day. So Sabu, own a debt of gratitude, no doubt about it, doing all kinds of things we'd never seen before at the time, and still sometimes to this day. So Sabu, a favorite one of mine, happy to do a top 5, and let's kick it off. And of course, number 5. We begin the countdown to the Sabu Top 5 with number 5. And number 5, we got recency bias, I have a feeling here. But it's been so long since we've had a Sabu figure. Almost said a good Sabu figure. This one definitely has its challenges, but it is the shiny new toy. It is technically elite scale. That's what we've been looking for. We're talking about the Epic Toys Sabu, fresh off the truck. We just unboxed this in the last 2 weeks here on the channel. So check out the review if you did miss it. Has a lot of faults, has a lot of problems. However, it is our only, at this time, elite style, Mattel style figure for Sabu. Who knows? Maybe Zombie Sailor will throw his hat in the arena and get us a Sabu in the Zombie Sailor 6-inch line. Hopefully that does come. But as of right now, this is the only one we have, and it makes it feel a little bit special. Is it perfect? By no means is anywhere close, but it's in the ballpark to be dangerous. Sure, he looks like he's transitioning into a werewolf. It happens, I guess, with Sabu apparently, but it is an okay figure. But like I keep saying, the recency bias brings it here, and it brings it at number 5. We're at the number 4 spot in our top 5 Sabu countdown. In this one, we go to original San Francisco toy makers. We go to, of course, Sabu. And we did get a few different repaints of this Sabu, but the original here in green, always going to be the top spot out of the OSFTM figures. And very strangely enough, when the OSFTM figures did come out back in the day, I was not a buyer. They weren't doing a lot for me at Toys R Us. I was into the Bone Crunchers more. I was buying that kind of stuff, and obviously didn't have the funds to buy multiple lines. So these OSFTMs were a pretty easy pass for me at the time. Now, all these years later, they have a certain charm to them, a certain nostalgia for them. Still not perfect, still not my favorite retro figures from back in the day, but I like them a heck of a lot more nowadays than I did back then, and that includes this Sabu coming in extra hot at number 4. We've hit the middle of the road of the countdown. You got your list together. Make sure you put it in the comments down below. We got these videos every single Thursday, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. But coming in at number 3, we go to Jax. We go to Ruthless Aggression, a line I love, to Series 24, Sabu in blue pants. Now, we got a lot of different colors of Sabu in the Ruthless Aggression line. We got gold, we got yellow, we got these blue pants, and of course the classic Superstars one. Getting the most out of your molds all the time, but these blue ones feel so different as we just don't ever get blue Sabu pants, so it makes him really stand out, makes him feel extra special here. And at the time, to get a Sabu in the Ruthless Aggression line was just absolutely amazing. Of course, we got 2 different classic Superstars from him as well. Just very cool to get a Sabu. And before these ones came out from Jax, we had the OSFTMs we just saw in our last one at number 4. So a big jump in improvements and stylized figures, and still the best Sabu head sculpt of all time comes from Jax. And that's why Jax Ruthless Aggression Series 24 comes in at number 3. Dangerously close to the top spot, but we got one more before we get there. We got the number 2 Sabu figure of all time as voted by me, and this is another recent Sabu released in the last couple of years. And this one was so tough for me, I'm going to cheat in my own list as I'm going to pair these guys together. It shouldn't be done, but I'm going to do it. It is the Zombie Sailor Heels and Faces, the regular edition and the New York Comic-Con exclusive version. That is the purple pant version. Both basically the same figure, different pant color. One has a soft goods sash, one has a plastic sash. Besides that, pretty much the exact same thing. So pretty much the same figure. Really hard to choose between the two, but if I had to choose a gun to my head, I'm going to go these purple tights. I do think they pop a little bit more, but both very, very fun figures. And up until the Epic Toys one, the most recent Sabu figures we have received. And I truly do think most likely we'll get a Sabu in the Heels and Faces 6-inch scale line, hopefully in 2024, 2025. What is time? We'll see what happens in the future there. So Sabu coming in hot at number 2 from the Heels and Faces line, which means there can only be one left. What is the number 1 Sabu figure of all time as voted by me? Well, stay tuned. We've come to the end of the road. We're at the number 1 spot in my top 5 Sabu countdown. Remember, get your list together. Put it in the comments down below. Make sure you put an order. That's the hard part. That is the fun part. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and my other YouTube channel, as we got videos every single day. Some content every single day. What more could you want? But we're at the number 1 spot here, and I think you guys can maybe guess what's number 1. It's one of my all-time favorite lines. A line I love so much, I even wrote a book on it, as you guys know. Jakks Class Superstars, Series 10, Sabu. What's more to say here? Classic Superstars taking the Ruthless Aggression to another level, giving him soft goods, hammer time pants here. Got the old parachute pants going on, looking good. Same kind of head sculpt that we saw with Sabu at the number 3 position in our countdown. Just an absolute stunner of a figure here, and still to this day, still the best Sabu figure of all time. Like I said, could be a Zombie Sailor in the future. We'll see if that can take the spot from this. But absolutely love this one. I remember when it came out just being so shocked that we were getting an ECW original in the Classic Superstars line. I was here for it all day long. Very, very exciting time, no doubt about it. So Sabu, Classic Superstars, Series 10. Number 1 in my heart forever. Stay tuned. But what is yours? Put yours in the comments down below. Of course, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day, so subscribe to both those YouTube channels. And don't forget about the Patreon for early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, you name it. All going on over there, the old Patreon channel, your best way to support this very YouTube channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for the Sabu Top 5, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.